And before you jump off this video and before you rinse me down in the comment box below, then I just want you to hear me out for like 5 minutes, hopefully the whole video, but at least 5 minutes. Do you think it is too early to start thinking about Christmas? Now, I know that that is really crazy because it's only April and people are, I don't even start thinking about Christmas till December. And I get that. Also, I'm just sorting out my washing. But I feel that all of a sudden it's mid-April. We've had New Year, Valentine's, Mother's Day and Easter. It's all gone. Everyone is starting to think about summer now. And then as soon as that's gone, it'll be back heading towards Christmas again. So is it too early to start thinking, planning and budgeting for Christmas? I want you to let me know in the comment box below. And I'm going to give you my reasons why I don't think it's too early. And if you don't know me, my name is Rachel. I'm a solo mum to one. And on this channel, I talk everything frugal living, budgeting, mum life, and everything else in between. So if you like that kind of thing, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you do know me and you've been here a while, you know I love Christmas. My videos last year, I did a lot of them and they were very well received, and I will be repeating the same kind of Christmas content again this year. We've hopefully a little bit more fun stuff for you too. So if you haven't seen any of my Christmas content from last year, I'll link the playlist in the description box below so you can go and check out what I actually did. But here are my reasons why I don't think it's too early to start thinking about Christmas, even though it's April. First of all, we've got the cost of living. Prices are increasing on everything. It's not just food, it is literally everything. The cost of living is getting insane and it's not going to get any better. It's probably just going to get worse and worse. So starting to think about putting money aside maybe, or starting to think about who you actually got to buy gifts for, like your immediate family. Maybe you've got a big family and it was way too expensive last year. So maybe you're not going to do that this year, and you can start talking about little things like that with relatives and friends now. So it's not such a big chat to have near the Christmas period. As we all know, Christmas, like I said, it can be very stressful and it can be very, very expensive. So starting early not only means that you're able to save more money, but it also means that you can probably grab some really good deals because there'll be summer sales on, there'll be a lot of bargains happening, and you'll be able to grab some deals now and over the next few months than you would if it got closer and closer to Christmas. And yes, you have the likes of Black Friday and all of that, but don't forget those summer sales that you could grab a few items as well. And usually summer winter items are usually cheaper in the summer because everybody's buying summer clothes. So if you start buying things for winter now, like on Vinted, on Amazon, or wherever you get your stuff from, you might get it a little bit cheaper because people aren't buying it as much this time of year. So you'll be able to get some bargains. It also means that you can avoid the January debt. So even if you can't avoid it, at least then you could potentially minimize it massively because you would have been saving for a good few months beforehand. And I know a lot of people save and do a lot of different saving challenges and stuff. If you don't do that, then this will give you the perfect opportunity just to start putting a little bit of money away. And even if you've only got 100, 200, 500, £1,000 saved up ready for Christmas of this year, that is going to be a massive help and it's going to stop you getting into any January debt. Another thing is that you can plan it properly. You can plan your Christmas correctly. So if you do want to go away for Christmas, you can start planning that now. You can start looking at deals now for any places you want to go if you want to go away for Christmas. It's really good idea that if you want to go away over the Christmas period, to start planning that now. If you've got a dog, you could get a dog sitter. You could inform family that you're not going to be here for this Christmas and giving them plenty of notice so they can plan their Christmas how they want to do it as well. Also, it helps you plan your presents, your food, your events, your family events, or anything else that you may have going on. It's going to help you plan properly and you're going to be more organised, which is going to take a lot of the stress off near Christmas. And another reason why I think it's not too early is because you can be more intentional rather than be impulsive. Now, we all know when it comes to Christmas and you see all the fun Christmas stuff around, you can be really impulsive and you can buy things that you don't really need. But if you start planning early, you could even get your Christmas decorations down, probably not now, in a few months' time. Have a look through them, see what's broken, what's not, make a list of things that you want to buy or things that you need to replace. And then when it comes to all the Christmas decorations coming out, now, you can see whether or not there's anything there that you need, or you've just had a big sort out of your decorations, you're good. That's going to save you from impulse buying on any Christmas decorations. So I think if you start planning early, not only does it avoid January there, it helps you save more money. It helps plan your Christmas with your friends, your family properly, helping you be a little bit more organised, and you can be a bit more intentional with what you're going to be doing at Christmas, what you're going to be buying at Christmas, where you're going to be spending it at Christmas, rather than be a little bit more impulsive and possibly spend out a little bit more money that could potentially be wasted money. I touched briefly on the budget and how you can save money and stop yourself getting into some January debt when it comes to planning properly, because as I said, cost of living and prices are just continuing to increase and they're not coming down anytime soon. So think about all the Christmas presents and the new gadgets and the new toys that your kids are going to want. They are not going to be cheap. As well as all that, you've got the food that you need for Christmas as well. It's too early to buy any Christmas food, but if you watch my Christmas videos last year, you know I did a Christmas box, and I will be repeating that Christmas box again. It went down very well, and I think a lot of you enjoyed seeing that. But food now is going up in price, so it's just going to get even worse when it comes to Christmas. Plus you've got all the Christmas goodies, which is going to give you more temptation. And I am just the same. I try and budget and be frugal, but sometimes those temptations do get the better of me as well. But if you are more intentional with your food, if you write down kind of a few ideas that you want to have for Christmas dinner, just the snacks that you're going to have, maybe start looking on YouTube or Pinterest or anything like that. If you want to make your own crafts this year, or maybe you want to do a bit more homemade baking this year, you have got time now to actually plan, prepare, and possibly even practice making some of these dishes ready for the Christmas period. And it's going to help you save money because you'll be buying things early, you'll be buying things in bulk. And you know, if you made a fruit cake, you can make that now, put it in the freezer, ready for Christmas period. So that way you are super prepared. Not only is it to do Christmas food, Christmas presents, Christmas events and decorations and all the other fun things that go along with Christmas, that it's going to be more of an expense. You've also got to think then heating prices could rise again. We just don't know what's going to happen, do we? No one knows what's going to happen, but you're going to have to pay for extra heating costs. Then I've got a little boy, so then it's all the school things that I need to do. So I know that in July, when he breaks up from school for the summer, we will get a letter for Panto for Christmas in July. So no, it's not too early to start thinking about Christmas. And then you've also got the nativities at school as well that you have to buy a costume for, and there's other things that you need to do. So there's lots of things that go on at my son's school around the Christmas period, which you have to give donations for, or you have to buy outfits for. And then you've got Christmas jumper day, and it's just all those different things. So by being able to plan now and start preparing now, you can put a little bit of money away. If you see any Christmas jumpers that are going cheap, maybe you can see some on Vinted that are really cheap at the moment, or Facebook Marketplace, or at the moment car boot sales or charity shop. If you see any in one of those, you could grab it and put it away for Christmas. And therefore you're planning early. Just make sure that you know where you put it. Yeah, I spoke to somebody in the comments the other day, and they said they hid it somewhere so well that they forgot where they put it. And I think we all do that. So make sure that you know exactly where all your Christmas stuff is being hidden. So all those things on Christmas, as well as having Christmas on top, it all adds up. All that money adds up. So if you could start planning now, even if it is just putting some money away, planning your savings, or anything that you feel that you can start planning now ahead of Christmas, then that's going to help you massively with your finances and your time. So these are the 4 steps that I'm going to be taking to start getting ready for Christmas. But these 4 things could help you as well. So the first thing is to set a budget. So how much do you want to spend at Christmas? And that includes presents, decorations, food and events. So how much do you think you're going to want to spend? And then maybe add a little bit of an extra buffer in case anything else kind of crops up, or some event that you weren't expecting crops up, you've got that little bit extra money. So the first thing is to set a budget. Now, my budget is a very high budget this year. I am going between £1,000 and £1,500 for Christmas and birthdays. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you know I've got a niece just before Christmas, then I've got my other niece's birthday just after Christmas, and I've got my son's birthday. So we're all within about 2 months span. There's 3 birthdays and Christmas. So £1,000 to £1,500 is my target to try and hit and save that amount of money for Christmas and everything to do with Christmas, presents, decorations, food, events, everything, and birthdays. And that includes my son's birthday party. And yes, I will do it in £1,500 because that's what I do. So set yourself a budget, a realistic one, one that you think that you can hit, one that you think I can raise £1,000 between now and October, November time, because it's easy to say raise it by Christmas, but we're going to do our shopping before Christmas, right? So between now and November, set a realistic amount that you think you can save, and don't feel guilty whether it's the amount that you would want or it hasn't quite hit the mark that you want to hit. But life is stressful, life is hard, and things come up, and sometimes you just need to, you can't budget as much as you wanted to budget for Christmas. But even if it's only, I think I can budget £500, save £500 between now and Christmas, that is going to help you massively. So set a realistic budget and no guilt over it, just clarity. You just want to get the clarity of how much you want to spend at the Christmas period. Number 2 is to start saving. That's the next thing. You set your budget, so the next thing is to actually start saving. So how much do you think that you can put aside every single week? So how I'm going to do it is I'm going to say I'm going to set aside £5 a week. I'm going to save £5 a week. That's a non-negotiable. I will save £5 a week. However, I'm also going to sell stuff on Vinted, sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and if I can be a bit more frugal with my shopping, have a look at my purse at the end of the week, whatever change I've got left, I'll also add that in. So therefore, I've got a set amount that I'm going to save every single week, but then at the end of the week, if I can be more frugal in my shopping, maybe have a couple of no spend days, no spend weekends, or even a no spend week or month if you can. I will do another video on some no spend days, months and weeks ready for Christmas. Then I can see what money I've got left at the end of that week and I can add that in as well. So even though it's £5 minimum, I can add more if I've got more as well. And if I one week don't have more because it's summer holidays or life got in the way, then at least I've still got that £5 going in every single week. Now, I haven't sorted my budget out yet. That's one thing I'm going to be doing this weekend, but it's just £5, it's just a random number. So I will figure out what is best for me, and then you can figure out what is going to be best for you to save every single week. And it doesn't matter how small or how large that is, and you don't put too much pressure on yourself. So don't say you're going to save like £30-40 a week if you can't afford it. If all you can afford is £5 a week, that's enough. It's something, it's always going to help towards the end goal anyway. With that Christmas fund, depending on how you're doing it, so you can do it two ways. If you are going to do cash, so sometimes I have extra cash at the end of the week, then I will have my cash envelopes and I put everything in a little folder or a money box or something, and that will be in my house, so I'll have the cash in my house. But if I've got it in my bank, then I will transfer it into a separate pot in my bank account. Most banks have different pots now, especially the online ones like Revolt, Monzo and Starling, one of those two. They all have like little pots within their banks. So you can open a pot and name it Christmas. If you've got some spare money that you don't want to waste on anything, you can just put that in your Christmas fund in your bank and it's sat there ready for when Christmas happens. You are going to need somewhere to put the money. So if it is cash, get a cash envelope system that you can have at your home, or if it's a bank, then open a separate pot in your bank account called Christmas fund and everything goes in there ready for the Christmas period. The next thing I will do is to actually make a list of who I'm buying for this year. So, and obviously I can change that as the year goes on. There might be some people that come into my life and might be some people that exit my life. I just don't know. But I am going to write a list right now, as at a time in my life now, of who I'm actually going to be buying Christmas gifts for. And I'm also going to do a limit on each person. So my immediate family is going to be my mum, my brother, and my two nieces, and of course my son. So I will put a limit on how much each of them are going to get. Now my son is obviously going to get a bigger limit than my nieces will. And even though I love my nieces and I will spoil them, but I'm obviously going to spoil my son a lot more. So my son will get the biggest budget and then everybody else will get a set limit of how much I'm going to be spending on them. So I write down who I need to buy presents for, and then I set a limit on each one. So just quickly, That's my immediate family. I've also got a couple of friends that I want to buy for as well. And then I've got all the school teachers, and I've got his football training club as well. So, and his football friends too. So we've got quite a lot of people that we need to buy for. And I will be doing it on Temu. Yeah, some people are saying don't buy Temu. I'm sorry, it's cheap. And with the cost of living, sometimes we need cheap. So I'll be looking at bargains. I'll be looking online for some bargains and some ideas of what I can get all those people. And each one will have a set amount of how much I'll be spending on them, which means then I've got to do a little bit more research. But rather than scroll my phone at night, looking on social media and feeling rubbish about myself, I'll do a little bit of shopping, add it into my basket, not buy it, add it into the basket. And then I've got it there ready for Christmas. Or if I don't want to add it into the basket, and I can make a wish list. I'll make a Christmas wish list for people, put it on private, and then I will list everything in there that I've got ideas for other people that I can buy later on in the year. So then the third one is to make a list of all the people you want to buy for and set an amount of how much you're going to be spending on each one. And the fourth thing I'm going to be doing, and there is a lot more that I'm going to do, but these are the first four things I'm going to do, is I'm going to get a tracker. I'm actually creating my Christmas planner. I was going to do it last year, ran out of time. I'm starting now so that I can get this Christmas planner out to you ready for about September time, I think. I'm going to try, I'm aiming for September. And in there, I'm going to be tracking everything that I do for Christmas, tracking my money, tracking if any purchases I make. If I see a good bargain, I'm going to write it down on my tracking form. So then I've got this big planner. And then when it comes to Christmas and I've got to actually go out and start spending the money that I've saved, I can look through and say, right, I've got this for that person, this for that person. I might need to buy something to go with it, or that's enough. They don't need anything else. And then I'm done. So keeping track of everything that you're doing for Christmas, whether it's food, presents, decorations, or anything like that, I think is really important. It will stop you buying double. It will stop you buying more, which will ultimately save you money. So I know that it's early to start thinking about Christmas, but saving for Christmas early is probably the best thing to do. And these are a few ways that I'm going to save money and make money. Now, I've got my businesses that I'm going to continue to grow, but I'm also, as you've seen before, there is another video coming of Vinted in the next week or so. But I'm going to be selling all my stuff that I no longer want, that my son doesn't want or he's grown out of. I'm going to sell all that on Vinted or Facebook Marketplace as well. And try and get rid of all the clutter in the house, but also make money whilst I do it. So that's one way I'm going to be making money. If I'm going to make any purchases, I'm going to check all cashback sites first so I can get my cash back. My car insurance is actually due up next month, so I'm going to be going through the cashback sites to try and get a little bit of cashback on my car insurance as well. So even though I'm not using that for Christmas, anything that I'm purchasing whatsoever, I'm going to be using the cashback apps to help me get a little bit more money. But don't forget to use your apps like ShopMeum, Top Cashback, the Olio app as well, where you get free food and free items and people sell stuff on there as well. That's a really good one to do. Obviously, I'm going to be checking Vinted for anything, Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to sell and buy from there too, because that's going to save me money. And any other apps that you think of that I can't think of right now, put them in the comment box so that we can all check these apps out to help us all save a little bit of money ready for Christmas. My son is getting much older now, and as the years go on, the magic gets less and less and less. So you need to enjoy the magic as much as possible. So being able to not be so stressed out at Christmas, planning now and making it a little bit more stress-free as it gets closer to Christmas, which means I can be more present with my son at Christmas and enjoy these last couple of years where he is actually feeling the magic of Christmas. Because we've had a little chat about it, and we'd say as kids get older, slowly the magic just fades. It doesn't die, it just fades a little bit, but we still need to make it magical for the little ones that still believe in that magic of Christmas. So my son still believes very much in the magic of Christmas. He absolutely adores Christmas, but I don't think it's going to be long before we have that conversation. Whilst I'm still in that magic moment with him, I want to enjoy it, not be stressed out about money, buying stuff, finding time for stuff and everything else I've got to do. So if I can plan it now, it means I have a stress-free Christmas and I'm more present with him, which means then we can go and do more experiences together. We can start having our traditions that we already have, but we can even start some new traditions as well, which would be really fun to have with him. But most importantly, it means I just get to spend time with him without being stressed or worried or concerned about money or trying to get things sorted. I can just be present and be with him. So one of the main reasons I want to start planning for Christmas so early is so that I can have that with him when it comes to Christmas. Because you're always busy with him doing stuff at school. I'm always busy with friends or family, or you could be doing work dues or anything like that. I'm self-employed, so it's just little old me. But I do have friends that I go out and have Christmas time with, go out Christmas coffee or Christmas lunch or something. So I've got all that to do together. So our time is limited, and obviously I'm a single parent, so obviously split it with his dad as well. So when I do have that time, I want to be there. I want to be present in the moment, enjoying the magic and having fun with my son. So that's one of the main reasons I want to start planning Christmas now. Now, I also know that a lot of people probably come at me and goes, it's way too early to think of Christmas. And I get that, and I absolutely understand it. It is way too early to think of Christmas, but I love Christmas. Christmas. So I never think it's too early to think about Christmas. And as well as that, I'm also going to be creating all my content that I did last year. I'm going to be doing it again with some new content as well, hoping to go to a few new places this year. I'm trying to plan it all out now. I've got my Christmas planner coming out as well to share with you. So I've got lots of stuff going on with my work life, as well as I've got lots of stuff going on around the Christmas period. So being able to be prepared now is probably going to make it a little bit easier for me. So if you are a Christmas planner just like me, you don't need to overthink it. You don't need to feel guilty. You don't need to feel bad about thinking about Christmas. You're preparing Christmas for you. And whilst everybody else is probably running around really stressed out, having to pay more money for things because they've left it for the last minute, you're there just enjoying the Christmas period because you already prepared and planned it months and months ago. So I would love to know, are you thinking about Christmas now? Are you thinking about starting your Christmas planning, Christmas shopping, Christmas saving, or are you just going to be, no, Rach, it's way too early, I'm not even going there, I'm not even thinking about it? Let me know in the comment box below. Also, if you want me to do a monthly video on Christmas, then let me know. I always start 6 months before Christmas, but I'm quite happy to start a couple of months early this year if you want me to. And then as soon as it hits September, I go full throttle with everything to do with Christmas. So if you want me to start a little bit earlier and give you some tips on ways you can save money, make money, what you can do to plan for Christmas early when it comes to decorations and family events and all those different things, then do let me know in the comments, and I will do one monthly video all about Christmas from now. So let me know in the comments if you would like that. If you have enjoyed today's video, then don't forget to give me a Christmas like here, also a Christmas share. For anyone else that is a Christmas person like me, don't forget to share it with them too, because I'm sure they will love it. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope whenever you're watching this, you're having a good morning, good day, or good evening, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.